So, how do you get your ex back and why it's not really a good idea to do so? Well, I just went and saw the movie Napoleon. Now, if anybody is unfamiliar, Napoleon Bonaparte is and was an emperor in France in the early 1800s. And he got married to a woman that was 6 years older than him at the time. And he was like 27 or so when he married her. And she had nearly teenage age kids already. Two actually. And so she had been with multiple men before, and he didn't really care because he was just so charmed by her. And they ended up having a lot of ins and outs because Josephine actually had multiple affairs, not just in the movie, but actually historically, as far as I'm aware. I'm not entirely sure of the historical accuracy with their relationship. I'm more concerned, at least I was more concerned with Napoleon's military historical achievements and such when I did my research like years ago on him. But the whole presence of the movie and the whole preface of it was based around Napoleon's last three words, which were France, Army, and Josephine. So Josephine was obviously someone that was very close to him and very dear to him. But he kept going back to her even after the affairs, even after she like disappointed him time after time. And they ended up creating like a fairly toxic relationship as far as I am concerned down the line. And the red flags didn't really present themselves until about just a little bit into the relationship. They started to get to know each other a little bit more. And so what really drew Josephine to Napoleon was his authority. And what Napoleon really liked about Josephine was how she respected his authority, so to speak. At the time, she respected it. Now, a lot of the times, whenever we have people in our lives, in our relationships, that are incredibly inconsistent and their behaviors don't really match what they say, and you don't really know what they want from you. You don't like a lot of the times we stay in these relationships and there's no good reason to do this. There's no logical reason to stay in these kinds of relationships. And that's where you have to say to yourself and to them, look, I may still have affection for you. I still like sometimes I may even think or wonder about this, like what could have been. But now that you're coming back, trying to come back into my life, that is, I don't think that because of the inconsistency and the incongruence with such behaviors, I am prepared to give what I know I have to give to someone that is not consistent or congruent with their behaviors and their words. So this is where I think Napoleon failed in the relationship with Josephine. He was great at many other things, and he was morally ambiguous as well. Like, I'm not saying he was the greatest person ever, but he was morally ambiguous, and he definitely loved his people. He really did. And he had a way of charisma about him that was able to rally so many different kinds of people to be loyal to him. And in a way, I think he learned that from Josephine, from the sounds of it, just how to show affection in a way that makes people want to stay true to you and be loyal to you. But here's the thing, guys and girls. If you're in a relationship and they cheat on you or whatever, I understand that women want a man that could cheat but doesn't. And I understand also that men want a woman that just will not cheat. Obviously, yeah, she could cheat as well. Like, I am understanding and well aware that my woman would be attractive and she's going to get hit on by other guys. I understand that. But it's not the other guys I'm worried about necessarily. It's how she reacts to them is more what I'm worried about. So how does she react to the other guys hitting on her while we're in a relationship? That'll tell me all I need to know about how to move forward in the relationship itself. But ultimately at this point, as far as the exes go, I'm more interested in getting them away from me than getting them back. Like, I don't get how so many guys out there are like, how do I get her back? Bro, I don't know why you want her back if she treated you in such a way. And obviously, if she left you, you might have not provided a certain quality of life that she desired. For example, and it's not even like, and maybe you're just not compatible with her in that kind of way. Like maybe you guys are both attracted to each other, but there's not a compatibility with the lifestyle. So, for example, a few months ago, I was talking to a woman and we had a pretty solid connection, a fairly good connection emotionally. And we seemed that we were both on the path of self-improvement to some degree. And then she started talking a little bit more about like her things and her possessions and even just the way she treated her materials was kind of strange to me. It wasn't a way of like treating yourself well or treating yourself with care or taking care of yourself. That's not really what it was. It was almost like she liked material things in the way that it made her look more than anything else. And at that point I was like, you know what? I'm not really about this. I don't think we're compatible. I like you go your way, I go my way. And it's not like you don't have compassion for this person. It's not like you don't find them attractive still, like physically, but you just know that like, look, I'm looking for someone to start a family with. So why would I entertain a relationship that in the future I just see credit card debt, loans. It's just, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that shit. Hell no. I've got enough stuff that I went through already to get to where I'm at today, to be at the point I'm at where I don't need that kind of stuff in my life anymore. And so a lot of the times women out here, they'll like buy a car or they'll make all these excessive credit card purchases, and then they'll get into a relationship and then the guy will pay off the credit card debt and then she'll bounce to the next guy afterward. That does happen, ladies and gentlemen. That does happen. And men don't want to believe that because like, oh, well, she's just so loyal to me. Like, no, she's not, man. She's loyal to this. And you got to be able to vet and learn which women are which when it comes to that kind of thing. And I really don't like a lot of the times where like these do this to get your ex back videos come from. I don't like this. Like, oh, just go no contact for 30 days and she'll sure come back. Or just start talking to other guys around him and he'll be jealous and then he'll want you back. It's like, that is the worst freaking advice ever. Maybe it works on toxic people, but if you're looking for a healthy relationship, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. You know what's attractive? Like, what's attractive is someone that you can just share good energy with and they're good on their own too. That's really attractive. The fact that neither of you really need the attention or validation from other people to know that you're attractive, to know that you've got it going on, to know that your soul's on fire for Jesus, to know that you're just who you are, that's attractive. So I don't like when people try to encourage you to change who you are and what you're about just to try to get someone back. Like, that's just so counterintuitive to me. That doesn't make any sense. You're not being authentic. You're building your relationship on a lie because you're not, And people that hear that, like, well, it's not really lying. Well, you're lying to yourself. And if you're lying to yourself, you're, as a byproduct, going to be lying to other people. So what's the point? Why lie to yourself in order to get someone back that maybe doesn't even like you like that? Like, they only like you when you're doing well again, or they only like you when they see that you don't need them. That's not healthy. That's not healthy. And yeah, that may attract them back when you don't need these kinds of people, but man, like, do you really want someone like that? I don't. I know I don't. So really, all in all, why it's not a good idea to try to get your ex back is because it's just not healthy. And I'm not a relationship coach, right? This is not me as a relationship coach. I'm more of a spiritual guide. And I can tell you with 100% certainty that every time you try to go back into your life to try to reframe the story of what was in order to create something that can be, that actually makes you betray yourself, it's not going to be a good idea for your soul or your spirit. Now, if you operate from soulful principles, then you're automatically going to have a healthy soul. And that is the kind of thing that I would encourage you to do. That is the kind of thing that I would encourage you to have, is a healthy soul in which you can share with another a healthy soul in a relationship. And if you're just looking for like sex or something on this channel, if you're a man watching this or a woman watching this is not the channel for you. You can go somewhere else. This is not the channel for you. Here on this channel, what we're trying to spread as a message is that caring and loyalty is cool. Caring and loyalty and non-promiscuity is cool for men and women. I don't think it's good for men or women to participate in promiscuity. I really don't. And honestly, like, it's just so sad to me to see how many men and women are falling into this trap. Like, men are just almost like guided, not even guided, they're led by women because she has a pink palace. And then, like, the guy gets completely submitted to her, like Napoleon did to Josephine in a way. And he ended up losing all of his glory and all of his everything he built, his legacy. And that's what's going to happen to you as a man if you get led by the pink palace of a woman. Now, as a woman, if you're watching this and a guy cheated on you or he lied to you or whatever, I understand your emotional attachment to this guy, especially if you engaged in intimacy with him. I understand that it's going to be very challenging for you to leave this person. But sometimes the best thing to do in those situations is to leave. As men specifically, we have to take action in our relationships. And sometimes the best way to take action is to walk away and to wish this person prosperity. You know, don't treat them like a piece of crap unless they treated you like a piece of crap. Then you don't really need to, you don't need to care anyway of like what's going to happen to them, because karma and God will take care of them. But ultimately, you know, wish this person prosperity, wish this person good fortune, because at one point in time you had enough intention to build something with this person to put a kind of emotional investment in it. So, you know, don't burn anything that doesn't need to be burned. We're here to build bridges, and sometimes it's good to walk over another bridge and say, yep, I wish you prosperity, but over there. So with that being said, I hope this message was useful and insightful. And until next time, peace be with you.